Hey guys, welcome back to YPW, the home of all things professional wrestling. Make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. If you're already subscribed to the channel, make sure you turn on notifications as we are releasing new videos. From his rise in WWE, to his enchantment of the crowds, to the questionable routes that his characters have taken, join me as I show you the story of Bray Wyatt. In the world of wrestling, there are many different kinds of things you can be, especially if you want to be a wrestler. You could be a heel, you could be a face, you could be a phenom, you can be a one-of-a-kind character, and sometimes you can be more than anyone ever expected you to be. And in that vein, there is the rise, fall, and rise again of Bray Wyatt. Wyndham Lawrence Rotunda was born in Brooksville, Florida, on May 23, 1987. He attended Hernando High School, where he won a state wrestling championship at 275 pounds, or 125 kilograms in 2005. He graduated in 2005. He also played football as a defensive tackle and guard. Rotunda played at the College of Sequoias for 2 seasons, earning second-team All-American honors as a sophomore offensive guard. He earned a football scholarship to Troy University, where he played collegiate football for 2 years. He left Troy 27 credit hours short of earning a bachelor's degree after deciding to become a wrestler. This is important to note because Rotunda is a third-generation professional wrestler, following in the footsteps of his grandfather, Blackjack Mulligan, his father, Mike Rotunda, better known as IRS, part of Money Inc., and 2 of his uncles, Barry and Kendall Wyndham. His brother, Tyler Rotunda, also performs in WWE under the ring name Bo Dallas. So like certain other wrestling superstars, Rotunda, Wyatt, was born into this business. And when he came into the wrestling world, he wasn't that impressive at first. Rotunda debuted in Florida Championship Wrestling, FCW, in April 2009 with a victory, using the name Alex Rotundo. He later changed his name to Duke Rotundo. FCW was a developmental brand for WWE at the time, and it was their way of building up wrestlers before sending them to the big time of the WWE era. In June 2009, he began teaming with his brother, Bo. At the FCW television tapings on July 23rd, the Rotundo brothers defeated the Dude Busters, Kalen Croft, and Trent Beretta to become the #1 contenders to the FCW Florida Tag Team Championship. That same night, they defeated Justin Angel and Chris Logan for the FCW Florida Tag Team Championship. They went on to successfully defend the championship against Dylan Klein and Vance Archer and the team of Kurt Hawkins and Heath Slater. At the FCW television tapings on November 19th, the Rotundo brothers lost the championship to the Dude brothers. Eventually, Rotundo, Wyatt, got called up to NXT, but this wasn't the NXT that is dominant in the world right now. This was a different version. You see, before NXT became its own distinctive brand, it was more of a competition. In it, a group of wrestling hopefuls would get paired up with the veterans of WWE and be told to go through various tasks in order to prove that they were ready for the business. Rotundo underwent the name Husky Harris, due in large part to his size at the time, and his veteran leader/mentor was none other than Cody Rhodes, another legacy star, and now the head of All Elite Wrestling, WWE's rival. Anyway, Harris didn't win the second season of NXT and was later brought into the group known as Nexus under former WWE star Wade Barrett, and then joined the New Nexus under CM Punk. But both times, Husky didn't last, and eventually he was written off of TV to go and be a part of FCW again. He kept using the Husky Harris name. Things just weren't clicking for him. So after his brother Bo lost out on some time due to injury and Harris wasn't working out, Rotunda decided he needed a new gimmick. He needed a new push. He needed to get a family. Husky Harris was gone, and in his place was Bray Wyatt, a man from the bayous who had a certain way of talking and was a cult leader in every sense of the word. And despite being injured shortly after the arrival of the character, he made it work by revealing his sons in the cause via Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. The Wyatt family, as they were called, were one of the dominant forces in the newly rebranded NXT. This version of NXT wasn't a competition show. It was a straight-up wrestling promotion, and a good one at that. This version of NXT was on the WWE Network and helped showcase the new stars that were coming into the WWE world later on. And the Wyatt family were one of the early stars of the new brand, including winning the NXT Tag Team titles. Then, shortly after losing the tag team titles, they started to get video packages for the main shows, specifically Monday Night Raw. In them, we saw the Wyatt family at their compound, Wyatt spitting out sermons about his cause, and the brothers and sisters that they were having who believed in him. Not too long after these videos started to appear, Bray Wyatt and the family appeared on Raw to attack Kane, and this started a long series of attacks on various members of the WWE roster, including CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. One of the things that made Bray Wyatt such an interesting character in the eyes of many wasn't just his in-ring style, which featured some creepy moves and character personalities. It was his theme song. It was a very slow song, but he would come out in darkness, the only light being his lamp that he would lead his followers with. And as time went on, the crowds in the WWE would light up their phones and become his fireflies. And at times, the entire arena would be filled up with various lights, proving that he was one of the most beloved stars in WWE. Wyatt and family had a lot of momentum, and WWE used it well, for the most part. Harper and Rowan would go to fight for the WWE Tag Team titles on both Raw and SmackDown, including having some absolute classics against the USO brothers at multiple pay-per-views. As the Wyatt family, they dealt with all sorts of top WWE stars, including a long feud with Daniel Bryan, John Cena, and more. In one case, Bray Wyatt was one of the first people in a Royal Rumble match and had a very dominant performance early on that continued to build up his love from the fans. He was even part of a major storyline featuring Roman Reigns, where Wyatt was out to make sure that anyone but you, Roman, got the WWE title. Throughout his main times as Bray Wyatt and the leader of the Wyatt family, Bray went under various additions to his lore, including the birth of Sister Abigail, which didn't last long due to various reasons, becoming the new face of fear, which he would use to challenge and lose to The Undertaker, bringing in Braun Strowman as the fourth member of the Wyatt family, and even bringing in WWE legend Bray Wyatt into the fold. More on that later. The problem, though, in the eyes of fans was that Bray Wyatt was one of the most over aka popular people in WWE, and yet WWE wasn't giving him the title chances that he deserved. Instead, they gave them to people who already had many title reigns, like John Cena, or people who felt should have had a lot of title chances to get over. Roman Reigns, for example. This frustrated a lot of fans, and it did hurt Bray Wyatt in the long run. But eventually, his time did come, for in the year 2016, after inducting Randy Orton into the family, he got the SmackDown Tag Team Championships, his first single titles. Then a few months later, he entered the Elimination Chamber and beat AJ Styles and John Cena to become the WWE Champion, his first singles title. This was the moment that fans had been waiting for, and fans had hoped that he would get a long reign to prove that he was one of the best around. Instead, he lost to Randy Orton as part of a long con storyline, and his reign as WWE Champion was a mere 49 days. What was to follow was another run being one of the most beloved characters in WWE, yet just being bounced around from storyline to storyline. This including a somewhat random yet hilarious feud with Woken Matt Hardy, which would lead to a rebirth of Bray Wyatt that resulted in him becoming tag team champions alongside Matt Hardy. Their team name was the Deleters of Worlds. After Matt Hardy had to leave WWE for a bit due to injuries, Bray Wyatt fell out of the spotlight in a major way. That is, until 2019, when more video packages arrived for Bray Wyatt. But this was a drastically different version of the videos from before, because instead of a cult leader, he was the head of a children's show called Firefly Funhouse. This was very odd, but as time went on, it was revealed that his new Bray Wyatt was a case of Jekyll and Hyde, with Bray being Jekyll and a new persona called the Fiend being Hyde. He said that the Fiend would protect us all. All we had to do was let him in. Over the course of many weeks, the video package continued to pile on and tease what was coming. When SummerSlam arrived, he challenged former rival Finn Balor to a match and beat him in the course of only a few minutes. Then, after that victory, The Fiend went on a tirade attacking all sorts of WWE legends with his new finishing move, the Mandible Claw, albeit a very violent and bloody version. Despite the new take on Bray, he was once again very over, and WWE wisely put him quickly into a feud, with then WWE Universal Champion Seth Rollins. But despite a hot start, the feud got very controversial in the eyes of fans when Bray lost their first title match in a steel cage because of a referee stoppage, which fans pointed out should not have happened in a steel cage match, especially since Bray got up after the stoppage and proved he was okay. Thankfully, a rematch happened and Bray Wyatt won the Universal title, and fans hoped that this time things would be different, that this time the run would be much longer, and it was, and it wasn't. Because this time, Bray Wyatt did get to defend his Universal title against several opponents, including a rematch with Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan, and The Miz. But then, at the very recent Super Showdown, he was forced into a feud with Goldberg, who had yet again unretired, and then rather inexplicably, lost to him in a very nonchalant fashion. This once again boiled the fans' blood, because Bray Wyatt, as the Fiend, was so over, and they had him lose to Goldberg, who can honestly barely wrestle anymore. Then, right afterwards, instead of giving the Fiend a rematch, they put him in a feud with John Cena for WrestleMania, and fans have no idea what to expect from that, for better or for worse. In many ways, Bray Wyatt is an example of WWE not using their clearly over talent to the fullest. They keep thinking that Bray is good as a champion in short bursts, and only that, and that's honestly wrong, which puts the future of Bray Wyatt in jeopardy. So what do you think? What do you think of this look at Bray Wyatt and his path in WWE? Do you think that he deserves better? How would you have handled him? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and thank you for watching YPW, the channel dedicated to all things wrestling. If you like this video, make sure you check out some of our other videos, and to be notified when we release new videos, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Until next time,